Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is November 19th, 2017. My name's Eric Peters, and joining me today, Mr. Young Reggae.
What up, guys? What up?
Is that how you started your DJ shows?
Yeah.
I was very enthusiastic this week.
What up?
I feel like it could have went either way. It could have went well, or it could have went down into gear guys territory again.
Yeah.
I think you've been quite muted recently after the gear
really
guys incident.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it went the right way for you this time, my friend.
Yeah, me too. It was putting it all on the line.
Did you practice that beforehand?
Yeah, in the mirror this morning.
Get pumped up. Don't say gay guys. No gay guys.
Don't do gay guys. Don't do gay guys.
Did a few practice recordings. You mimics me introducing the show. Gay! Oh, damn it.
Oh dear.
We got Dan Curtis, too.
Gay.
Perfect.
Hello,
Well,
my
one of us had
friends.
to.
Hello.
How art thou?
Hey, Dan.
Hi. It's good. It's good to be back. We had a week off.
Oh,
'Cause we all went missing.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Dan forgot how to tell time. Tom
Yes.
forgot how to wake up.
Yes.
What?
Eric
woke
forgot
up.
how to think.
Nothing new.
And Mike, we believe, got locked in a cupboard with Hazel.
No, Mike was gone.
Oh yeah.
Like, he was just planned to not be there last week.
Who's Mike?
I don't know.
Shit if I know.
We finally got rid of
We
him.
need a new co-host, guys.
Submit your audition tapes to Mikey Shambles at...
Wait, guys, hang on. Can you hear that in the distance?
It's silence.
It's no. I hear like the low humming of a vehicle coming towards us. It looks suspiciously like a giant bus. And what is that in the road? Is that Mike Tyson?
There's hair everywhere. He won't ever see...
That bus is heading towards Mike Tyson very quickly. Who's that driving it? It's a guy with a cap on that says "Back-to-back World War Champs," and he's leaning out the window shouting "Beep beep."
Beep, beep, here comes back the sail boss. Mike Tyson, get out the road, y'all.
So if you haven't clicked on, that's an overly elaborate way of saying that Mike Tyson is about to be hit by a massive bus because he's not here.
His record is broken.
It's been shattered.
Oh,
He had a good go.
yeah.
He had a really solid go.
Everyone's nice and enthusiastic for the first few weeks until everyone gets broken down.
It depends how long the show goes on for.
I don't know, guys. My
When
record,
Tom's ready for his tea, you know.
Yeah.
I'm still
Your
standing.
record only stands because you won't let us do it without you.
Doesn't count.
It does too.
No.
Poor Tom has dreamed of the day when he manages to say the opening section but accidentally says kick.
Welcome back to Gay Guys.
Gay guys, welcome back.
Oh man, I still think the Gay Guys ghost.
Should
was
we
the
talk
best.
about this week's gig?
Anything that starts with G?
Tom, you have a problem.
This week's game.
Oh God.
It's okay.
Calm, mellow. Fine.
Hello.
How's everybody been the past 3 weeks? Has it been
Good,
3
yeah.
weeks? When's the last show? What was the last show?
Um.
The 30th of October.
Oh, we played
October?
Silent Hill 3.
Yeah, there's a silent H in front of it, except I pronounce it. Is that Mike farting? I thought he was gone.
He's in Mexico.
Oh, that's right. He is on his honeymoon in Mexico.
That was the sound of Mark's body as he was being ran over by the bus.
Beep, beep, squish.
Beep, beep, squish.
Squish, squish.
Poor Mike.
Yeah, Mike went on his honeymoon to Mexico. I still think it's an elaborate ruse for him to join the cartels.
He does look the shifty type.
He does, and he's got the hair to go with it. Like, you could put one of those overthrowing the dictator caps on, and he'd fit right in. I don't know what those are called. Yeah, like the Castro caps.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know what they're called either, but I can picture it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, so yeah, whatever.
To Google.
Google dictator cap. Let's see if it comes up with the right thing. It does! First hit.
God's sake.
I think they're called ripstops. No, that is not it. Actually, ripstop is a type of fabric. What the fuck are these things called? Anyway, but yeah, girls wear them when they're trying to have like that militaristic style, grungy look to them. It's what Sarah Connor wore in Terminator.
Connor.
Oh, yeah. Good reference.
Yeah.
Freaking love Terminator.
Me too.
Terminator 2 is a marvelous film.
Sarah Connor, Terminator hat.
Yeah. See,
There we
overthrowing.
go,
It's.
found
I
it.
think the actual term is overthrowing a dictator hat.
Yeah?
I think that's what it is. Because
is
you wear
now.
those when you want to start a coup.
Yeah.
Coo.
Coup.
Like a pigeon.
Yeah, like a pigeon. Unfortunately, Mike didn't post any ridiculous pictures we can make fun of, except for. Oh wait, no, he did.
Did he?
Oh, where he's riding a dolphin.
Oh yes. Did you see the GIF I posted?
No.
Please go on Facebook and just look at it, because basically Mike looks like he's rising out of the water on a dolphin. So I found a picture of some woman just rising from the water in a glorious way. It's just, it's marvelous.
Let's see here. I
don't think he's posted on the community though. So
the fuck? There's a picture he's posted of a woman licking a cactus. This
That's
guy's
how Mike
Facebook. His Facebook page is fucking weird. Hold on. Oh, there he is.
He's like the opposite of Tom, whereas Tom never checks his phone. Mike is always on his phone posting shit on Facebook. All the time. Eric, have you found it?
No, but I look at the picture of Mike coming out of the water, and the girls in the back are just like, quite good.
Mild applause.
Yeah. Quite good.
Hazel's just got that clap on, like, yes, my husband.
Is he straddling the dolphin right
No,
there?
see, that's the thing. Like, he really missed an opportunity to get probably the most epic straddle.
Imagine if he was on the
Yeah.
dolphin in midair and leaping out of the water.
Oh man, he would have taken over.
Literally the stern face and everything. That would be the end. That would just do it.
There's a place here in the valley where you can go and swim with dolphins, but it's like $400. And I think if I ever fell into a pot of dispensable income, I would go and try to straddle one and just get kicked out and banned.
You'd probably get locked up as well.
It'd be so
Use of
worth
dolphins. I agree. I mean, you'd have to make sure that somebody was primed and ready to take the shot, because, like, I don't think you're going to get more than one chance at this.
it, though. No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. I mean, I think the best
No.
way, you'd have to have your hand on his snout, like holding that thing up. I'm going to stop fantasizing.
How do we get to these conversations? I don't know.
Oh, we're talking about Mike riding dolphins. Oh yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
That's Shakira, isn't it?
I don't know. I just put rising from water and that's what came up.
I mean, those hips don't lie.
Hey, you make a Shakira pun.
Put
another telly on the Shakira pun.
That's a new chart. We gotta hang it up.
That restaurant is just going to be all charts.
Should I put it above or below the penis joke chart?
The penis joke chart needs to go higher. We need to add to it.
What are you talking about? That's a whole wall.
Just a whiteboard wall with loads of tally marks.
Oh boy, they make a lot of dick jokes here.
I feel like if we did this show locally all the time, we just have a wall in the background with a ton of different charts and just loads of tally lines everywhere with different headlines for each.
Make it happen, guys. Donate to Patreon so we can buy a mansion. Thank you.
No, let's just all continually buy lottery tickets, and then if one of us wins, the agreement is we just all move into a house, quit our jobs, and just live off that pot of money.
Excellent. Sounds like a plan.
That's
and
my...
We'll do factory sealed every day.
Oh, God. 8 straight hours of factory sealed every day. Live streamed.
Yeah. We could play games and everything would be awesome.
Oh, God, no.
Just think, we could do a Batman Forever marathon.
We could get past the first level.
That game is hands down one of the funniest ever games ever.
It didn't work as well on the arcade cabinet that we played in Aikido.
No, it was hard enough to control with a controller, let alone a joystick.
So that playing on that cabinet when we were there, not to dive into video games too early into the show.
Yes, controversial.
It changed my perspective on wanting to build an arcade cabinet.
I was trying to play Streets of Rage with the joystick. It just wasn't happening.
Yeah, it wasn't what I thought it would be. Because I wanted to build a big arcade cabinet emulation machine and put all the joysticks.
You just want to do that so you can straddle it and emulate Chad Hager.
I don't know. Nobody's ever going to beat that. Even he admitted he may have peaked a little too early.
I still don't know how we did that. It's really impressive.
At this rate, if nobody submits any straddling pictures, we may just retroactively award that picture.
I think.
Should we talk about that straddling competition again?
A little earlier in the show?
Yes.
Yes. So yes, next week we're giving away an SNES Classic North American Edition. All those hard lines to just raise your eyes over. Oh.
No, thank you.
That purple and gray tone.
No, thank you.
It's hot in here now. Got mine on my shelf right behind me. Still hasn't been opened.
This is a surprise.
Of course.
Huh?
Huh?
I heard somebody jerking with the microphone.
Wasn't me.
Where me?
I think it was Tom.
Yeah, so on Facebook.com/groups/Factory Sealed Podcast Community. I did that from memory. Is that right?
I don't know.
We have a post where you have to post a picture of yourself straddling something for an entry into the contest. We will be judging the pictures next week. Sans Yamas. He has to go further.
Tom, where are you going?
He has to go further his career.
Yeah. Who would want to do that?
Factory
Doesn't sound
Sealed,
important.
real life.
Being an adult sucks.
Yes, it does. I'm actually disappointed in the lack of submissions we've had up to this point. I thought you guys would.
Have we actually had
0.
Oh no.
Well, no, Dalton submitted a couple, but they weren't actually straddles. They were more like really elaborate sits.
Nah.
Gotta have proper form, Dalton.
I at least expected something half naked from Matt Ernie.
Still time. Maybe he's just perfecting. He's shaving his chest there into the exact
He's
shape.
hiring a professional photographer for the event.
Probably.
I think Chad Hager is going to come out with something good, though. I have high hopes for him. But you guys got to remember, 7 days from now, I want to give this thing away. Otherwise, I'll just put it on my shelf and keep it by the other one, and I'll have 2 sealed ones.
Oh, God. We can't let that happen, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. Not another sealed product on the shelves of Eric Peterson's mansion.
So many. Oh, man, speaking of sealed stuff, this week is going to be a great week for me buying games and not opening them.
Oh, God.
Why? What are you considering buying?
A lot of stuff. It's Black Friday this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
So there's a bunch of games at Best Buy that I want to get. They're like $15-$20. Like Ukulele. Hold on, I'm going to pull the ad up right now so I can see it. Preview the Black Friday.
I thought you were waiting for Ukulele on Switch.
Yeah, but then they'll probably pull a Skyrim and be like, it's going to be $60.
So true.
That is mad, that, like.
God, they had a whole slew of games that I want to pick up. I should have waited to get Mass Effect because it was only $15. Nier Automata, I'm going to pick that up.
Oh, that game is great.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I've heard it's amazing. Get Persona 5.
I'm going to get the Bioshock collection, Titanfall 2,
Persona 5,
Doom, Ukulele.
Doom's great.
Let's see. Then there's going to be some Beep Beep. I don't know. Some other stuff. Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 7. Then I'm going to get the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 remake on PS4.
That's a good idea.
Oh, man. It's just going to be... My shelf is going to be full, and none of them will be opened.
Are you just going to keep them sealed?
Till I get around to playing them, never.
I hate you so much.
What about... So you're going to get the Bioshock trilogy. How much do you find that for?
$15.
Yeah, I found it for 17.
That's quite a good
English
deal.
pounds. Yeah.
I expected better deals on Switch games, but I guess I can understand why they're not. Like, I wanted to get Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, but that's still $30.
I think it's too soon yet.
Yeah, they're going to try to capitalize for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first holiday, isn't it?
Yeah. Plus, I am all of my balls deep in Stardew Valley right now.
Everything's quite a lot more expensive on Switch at the moment, isn't it? Like, they just released the remastered version of LA Noire, which is £35 on PS4, but it's £50 on Switch.
I think they're just capitalizing on people wanting to get new games.
Switch games.
Yeah.
Did you guys play LA Noire when it came out?
Yeah, loved it.
No
I
way.
really liked it.
It was a weird game, though.
It was so boring.
Weird. Oh, I really, really enjoyed it. It was just a bit different. The only thing I didn't like was you didn't really get a chance to explore that map properly.
I think
well, it was an open world game, but it didn't need to be.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what I was
really
expecting is some sort of a Grand Theft Auto game that was more detective based, and it just wasn't that.
It was not without its problems, but I think it created a good platform for a second game to be much better, to be more refined.
Yeah, it's a shame that company went under, really. I mean, you never know, there's still a chance. I don't know, does Rockstar still have the IP?
I think so. I think they do.
I imagine they're beavering away on Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
Beavering. I'm not sure that's a verb.
I think it is.
I don't know.
Having a little beaver.
I'm going to Google it.
Eager Beaver.
Beaver.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
That's right.
He's
Beavering.
Googling.
Beavering.
Typing.
I'm gonna go into an incognito tab. Beaver. Urban Dictionary. Beavering. Damn it!
Yes, there you go. If it's in Urban Dictionary, it must be true.
Well, yeah. Oh, beavered is... Hold on, let's go to the dictionary. Bridget beavered away to keep things running smoothly.
There you go.
Gerund or present participle beavering. It is an official word. God damn it,
You
Dan.
may now tell me that I am correct.
You're slightly not wrong.
I will take that.
That's
good.
enough.
High
From Eric,
praise
that's
from
a
Eric.
lot.
That may have been more boring than the Cheese and Pottery podcast.
You started it. You just wouldn't let it go.
Well, when we dive into a rabbit hole, we just have to keep going.
We do. Always.
Yeah.
Take-Two said a couple of years ago that that the LA Noire franchise was important to the company, and that they wouldn't rule out the idea of a sequel. I think it would be cool to see.
Yeah, it would be good. I really liked the detective aspect of it, but like I say, it felt like just a detective game with an open world tacked on just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I agree, but it's also one of those games that you'll actually be able to play with Crystal.
Yes, she actually liked Alien. Wow.
So weird.
I may have to get it for the Switch just so I can go, look, detective things.
No, then she'll want to play it, and you'll never get your Switch.
Good point. Let's not do that. I'm kind of tempted to get Skyrim for it, though.
I am too. I was actually looking for it at Target yesterday, but I find it really weird that Target doesn't generally stock the new Nintendo games as they come out. Like when the 3DS remake of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga came out, they didn't have it for the longest time, and none of the Targets I was at this weekend, which was a few, had Skyrim.
Interestingly, over here, when the Wii U wasn't doing very well, Asda actually stopped selling Nintendo products.
Just entirely?
Yeah.
So they don't have pinkies up?
Tom, you gotta move, man.
Oh, God. Gunfire.
Yeah, move to America. You'll hear that every night. Pippity pow pow.
That's crazy. I didn't realize they stopped stocking Nintendo products in their entirety.
Yeah, I think you could find like limited 3DS games, but you couldn't get Wii U games in there anymore.
So have they started selling them again with the success of the Switch?
I haven't seen Switch in there.
Huh. I barely see many physical Switch games out and about.
Because you're down south, Tom, you don't have Asda.
Oh, that's true. In London, anyway.
Yes. It's all Tesco and Sainsbury's.
Yes. Huh.
Where have you gone, Eric?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
What?
I was just listening to you guys talk on about Tesco and Europe Walmart.
Remembering the good times, eh?
Looking fondly upon it, except for the weekend that you came down with the northern flu.
Yes, that was bad. Next time you visit, I will try not to have any contagious diseases.
Please don't. Hey, Tom.
Yes.
I finished a game.
Oh, I know what you
Never.
finished. I know what you finished.
I can smell your jelly from here.
Yeah.
It's got a hint of biscuit to it.
God damn, it's a rich tea.
Ugh.
And an Earl Grey blend.
Oh, God, that's Tom wafting over. I finished Golf Story.
Yay.
Good Lord, what a fantastic game.
I'm still playing through it.
What part are you at?
I just competed with max yards at
shit the bed. You've barely started.
Yeah, no, I actually, the last thing I did was
Tom.
I got the ability to, the power driver where you can, you have to click a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And then charge it. Yeah, like a charged power shot.
Yes.
It's about, I've put about 12 hours in.
I finally capped it out at about 18 and a half or 19.
Okay, so I'm not...
And I didn't do all the side mission stuff, but it's such a unique game in that it completely feels 100% like an RPG, but you don't have a single battle with anything.
Yeah.
It's so cool how they took what many perceive to be a very boring game and made it into something extremely addicting and a ton of fun. And I think a lot of that revolves around the writing.
Yeah, that's what I loved about Undertale as well, because that kind of flipped the notion of battles on its head. And if you remember, you could do the mercy route. And I actually went and did the genocide route recently.
Yeah.
And oh my god, the bosses are so difficult.
Oh yeah, that's how I played through it. Kill everything.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like everything though. So like you
Well,
kill everything.
no.
No, it does. It changes entirely. If you make sure you kill everything, and then it says, but nobody came every time you get into a battle, and then you actually like when you get up to the bits with what's she called? What's the commander called in it? I forget.
No idea.
Yeah, but
I
when you
can't
get up to
remember.
her and stuff, you just have such a difficult battle with her. And then you fight Sans the skeleton as well, and he's even trickier. So it's quite special. It's not Golf Story, but I bought. Has any of you two ever played a Yakuza game?
Yeah, I didn't like them.
Yakuza 4, I think, was on PS Plus.
All right, okay.
Not-
I've never really dabbled, and I bought. They had a bit of a sale on the PSN. It was like £17. I bought Yakuza 0, which is a prequel, so you can kind of jump in.
Dan.
Yes, I know.
Dan,
I know. I could have saved money and bought a Switch. Yep.
The amount of games you've purchased in the past 3-4 months, had you just not bought them, you could have a Switch.
But then I wouldn't have any games for my Switch, so what would be the point?
Well, then save up games for the past 5 months, and you could have bought Mario.
I've barely bought any games recently.
It seems like every week it's like, guys, look what I bought! I bought Nier! Oh god, I bought Yakuza because I've never played one before!
Lately, I got Shadow of War, and that's
Oh
it.
god, I'm gonna buy Shadow of War because I said I wasn't gonna buy it, but oh my god, guys, it's so good! Loot boxes! Next thing I know, he's gonna buy Battlefront 2. Oh god, it's not a shit. I put $100 into loot boxes and I got an extra XP for 20 minutes. Oh my god, Luke Skywalker boner!
I already bought it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. You're right.
Oh god.
I hated Battlefront 1. I'm not buying the second one.
Supposedly,
I got
gameplay
burned by
wise is
Destiny
good.
2. No, it's not.
Oh my god, I listened to Eric about Destiny 2 and it sucked dick. I should have put it towards the Switch. Ah!
Yeah, if you shut up about that, I might have had enough for a Switch. It's your fault.
See, we just all the games I listed were almost the cost of a Switch.
Yes, but they're not.
That's why I said almost. It's a qualifier.
Ah, I see. You done?
Not likely.
No. Battlefront 2 is a campaign, right?
I'm not. I won't talk about Yakuza then, Sodja.
Good, because that game is new and it's not old.
Yeah, because Golf Story's old.
Older than Yakuza. Oh wait, no, probably not.
It looks old.
Yeah, it looks old.
And then it must be old.
Oh man, speaking of looking old,
Nice segue.
it's not really. I'm going to talk about Stardew Valley.
Ugh.
So we posted a
Stardew
picture of Monty on the Switch. Has like 140 hours into Stardew Valley.
I did laugh at that
150 now.
picture. Monty House Stardew Valley.
How
140 hours.
how anybody? I forgot I posted that.
Posted what?
I posted that picture of Monty's playtime and just asked him how it was. He missed a prime opportunity to reply 1 out of 5 stars. It was shit.
Yeah.
I figured anybody who can put that much time into a single game, it can't be that bad. So I bought it. And I have touched nothing else since.
Have you not found a way to keep digital games sealed yet?
Well, yeah, you just download them and don't open it. Of which I have plenty.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's on sale. Purchase.
The Peterson household, where games go to die.
They send them to my house to test their longevity and how good they look on a shelf.
You could probably open a used game store at this point. Well, no, because they're not used. So.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna open a new game store. Nothing's for sale.
Call it factory sealed.
Shh. Don't give away my plans for retirement.
I'm sorry.
I
thought you'd be dead by then.
I'm not dead yet. Okay, no, Stardew Valley is 100% a Harvest Moon clone that they managed to make better. For $15, Yamas.
How is it better?
It's actually more engaging in that there's way more stuff to do. It's still kind of frustrating that you have your day cycle and you get exhausted and you're constantly feeling of being overwhelmed with, oh shit, I have to do all of this stuff in this amount of time. And if I don't, I pass out, lose a bunch of money, somebody drags me back to my house, and then I'm actually at a net loss from when I started. So it's really just managing your time. Mm-hmm. But they've incorporated a adventuring combat system into it. If you remember did you play Friends of Mineral Town for the show with us?
Yeah.
So did you ever explore into the mines where you'd have to go and dig up the ground to pick up the minerals, yes, and then you could find a ladder and continue down? They have that same concept, but once you get a few levels down, they start having enemies. So you have a sword and you can fight the enemies in there and get materials off the enemies.
All right.
It's just generally very engaging game that I've probably put 10 hours into it and feel like I've made zero progress.
Oh, God.
Yeah, which is probably why Monty is at 150 hours. I imagine he's starting to see a little progress.
Is there a very steep learning curve to it? Or...
No, not at all. It's it's interesting because you can focus on certain things. You don't have to farm. If you want to go through foraging, or if you want to go through fishing, or if you want to go through mining, you can focus just specifically on that. But I'm trying to do everything, and you really can't. And the people in town all have really engaging stories to them. So as you talk to them more, they kind of open up. But initially, they're all kind of like, "Hey, piss off! I want nothing to do with you." But as you go give them like old fish and stuff like that, they start opening up.
Here is an old fish. Please talk to me. See, I love a good mini game in a game. I will happily invest hours upon hours into mini games. And like
you would love the fishing
in
mini
Final
game.
Fantasy X.
The worst mini game ever. Thank you, Tom.
I love Blitzball. It's so good.
Is it even possible to win the first Blitzball match?
Yes.
It is. You get a trophy for it on the PS4 version.
I don't think I've ever scored in any Blitzball game ever.
All you need to do is get the eject shot at the start of the game and you can win everything.
Well, but here's the thing. I don't want to play Blitzball.
That's because you're bad at it.
I'm bad at it because it's dumb.
No, I'm not accepting this.
There's no logic that went into that. Oh, suddenly everybody could breathe underwater.
It's oxygenated.
We're going to take a boring sport and put it underwater.
It's cool.
It's not, Dan. It's really bad.
This is also in the same world where there is a giant rideable birds.
Ride the shoe puff.
I got really into...
What, Tom?
I got into Triple Triad. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Triple Triad's good.
I always like the card games.
Eric won't know, but on Kingdom Hearts, I love the gummy ship minigame.
I liked the gummy ship. I just didn't play Kingdom Hearts 2. They had the gummy ship in the first one.
Better on Kingdom Hearts 2.
Well, I wouldn't know. Maybe. This is a strong maybe. Let's not get ahead of myself here. On Friday, when I buy the remake for PS4, maybe I'll find out. Because then I can keep my PS2 copy sealed forever.
Ooh, should we play Kingdom Hearts 2?
No, God, no. That game's like 300 hours long.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The G-Bike on Final Fantasy VII, that was a good mini game.
Yes, it was. As
Did
was the snowboarding.
Did the G-Bike mobile app ever make it to the States? Or to Europe?
I think it did, but it kind of flew under the radar.
The G-Spot minigame.
That's a very different Final Fantasy. Probably some kind of fan fiction thing going on there.
Tifa pillowcases and everything.
God. God.
G-Bite. No, it did not.
What else had really good mini games?
I guess the fishing on Ocarina of Time was quite good.
The fishing in Dark Cloud 2.
Oh, the fishing in Final Fantasy 15 was good too.
It was very addictive, and I hate
I
fishing.
quite liked it. Yeah,
I hear it's even better in VR.
fishing in general
I can't believe that's a VR game.
is always a common mini game.
The fishing in Stardew Valley, I will admit, I'm not good at. Because I don't understand how it works.
Did you guys ever play an RPG series called Breath of Fire?
Yes, Breath of Fire 3.
I've
So
never
Breath
played
of
that.
Fire
No.
4 had a good fishing mini game, but if you haven't played it, then I can't remember much more
Eric,
about it.
Sphere on Dark Cloud.
Oh, yeah. Talk about an entire game packed inside another entire game.
I know, right? I love that game. It's so good.
Dark Cloud 2, just in general, is a stellar game.
It is. Tell me you must play it.
Yes. I got Rogue Galaxy to play first.
Oh.
God, yeah.
Oh.
So amazing.
That's just sat in my backlog, and it will be there forever.
No, like that's one, honestly, that you should just stop everything that you're doing and play that game.
It was a really good time.
Yeah.
I don't like agreeing with him, but, it was really good.
I think it was better
Alright.
than really good.
I will map out some time for that one then.
Jeeves, put it on the calendar.
Jeez, put it on the calendar.
Yes. But,
Shut it in.
Tom, I think you need to buy Stardew Valley for sure.
I think it's probably because it's been originally on PlayStation, but it's definitely a Switch game. It feels like it's a great Switch game. You could the reason probably something that's helped Monty rack up so many hours is having the Switch on the go and being able to just jump in, do something for 10-20 minutes, and then come back to it later.
I mean, I've always been kind of a sucker for the Harvest Moon games, but I always enjoyed the Game Boy Advance versions of them a lot more because of that. And this one, like you said, you can just it's kind of become my go-to game right before bed. I just leave my Switch on my nightstand and I'll sit and I'll play for 20-30 minutes because you can get a ton of stuff done in 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Do you guys think like they might release Pokemon Go and things for Switch at some point?
I don't think so. The Switch doesn't have the rear-facing camera.
Yes, but what about if they did a revision and it could be included? Because Nintendo is focusing on the mobile arm as well, so they have a mobile console. So if they did a revision version of the Switch, which is likely in a couple of years...
Well, is Nintendo getting any of the royalties from Pokemon Go?
Probably. They could do if they went with them. And they're about to... Niantic, who makes Pokemon Go, is about to do a Harry Potter one as well, which is going to go huge.
Oh, yeah.
How are they going to do that? Is that catching...
Like seeing creatures and doing spells and things out in the world.
It'd be better if it were Quidditch.
What?
You got to find the golden nugget that flies around. The golden chicken nugget.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Did you guys ever play The Witness?
No, I've always wanted to get that, actually. The thing with the puzzles.
Yeah.
Oh, the Jonathan Blow game?
Yeah. I always fancy playing it because it's supposed to be excellent and a little bit... the puzzles are quite tricky, but when you figure it out, it's quite satisfying.
Yeah, I heard it's one of the most intelligent games you can play.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't have much hope, then, guys.
Oh! It's expensive, though. Isn't it like $40?
Yeah, I'm not paying that much to draw lines.
It was I remember when it came out, it was like everyone was kind of alarmed that an indie game was...
yeah, it's still $40.
Like it was like
I mean,
£30
don't buy
or
that
something.
about 6 times and you can afford a Switch.
Oh, God.
But I was hoping it would come out on Switch because it would work pretty well on that, because you have to draw lines on the screen to get through these puzzles, and it would fit pretty well with the touchscreen. But I don't know if they have any plans to bring it on Switch. But this is it. I find myself looking at Switch versions of games more than PlayStation.
I think it's coming across the board. It seems really strange.
I was thinking about that last night when I was playing Stardew Valley. I was sitting on the couch thinking, I can't really remember the last time I picked up to play a game on the PS4 that wasn't a multiplayer game.
Yeah. I can't remember.
It's amazing, really, because you've got Xbox focusing on this 4K high-end graphic fidelity stuff, and then Nintendo just focusing on good games with portability, and
it's working.
Who's winning? So it's
yeah.
Well, I think it might be our circumstances as well, though. Games on the go are just a better fit for me because I don't have to tie up the entire living room, sit on the couch in front of a console. I can just pick up and play Switch or Vita or DS games and play for 10, 15 minutes, put it in suspend, take care of the kids for a second, get a few more minutes, pop in, play.
But even for somebody like me who I don't generally play on my 3DS a lot, but I am 100% really excited to get a Switch because I know I will play it a lot. Because it's a good size and it looks great for platformers and things like that. Like I was playing on Sonic Mania when I was down Tom's, and it was just so good.
Speaking of 3DS, I have another 3DS coming next week.
Oh, God.
Another console?
Yeah. I bought another 3DS.
Is this going to be your third?
Yes.
And which 3DS did you buy?
The North American SNES model.
Oh, God, why would you do that to yourself?
So good.
It's horrible.
Oh, so good. Because then I can retire my Majora's Mask one and put that back in the box.
And speaking of things that are horrible, should we go over the whole debacle about Battlefront 2 this week?
Well, should we do that after our Game of the Week?
We can.
Because that got pushed into a question from Zachary Foley.
I see.
Oh, okay.
I did a beautiful segue and got shot down in flames. How rude.
See, I thought you were going to go into like, hey, speaking of horrible, Mike Tyson's not here, and beep him a little bit.
Speaking of horrible, Eric's face.
That's drinking coffee there, you jackass. I have been impressed though with how much Zelda Mike has been able to get through in the past 3 weeks.
Oh, God, yeah, he's putting me to shame.
Tom's had it since the start of the year. And
I've had that game for months.
I just don't get it. I genuinely don't understand why that game has not hooked you in, because you're the only person I've ever talked to that's like, meh, it's okay.
He's the only person in history who's never liked that game.
Okay. I have just a small update for you, though. Yesterday,
He's got off the Great Plateau at the start.
Yeah,
he turned it on.
After putting 25 hours in, I beat the first Divine Beast.
Oof.
And then have started making my way and made my way into Goron City now. And now I'm hooked. Now I'm really enjoying it. Now I totally understand now. Yeah, I was always enjoying the game, but I just kind of thought, it's okay. I can jump in for a bit, explore the world, and then get killed by a group of warthogs that are way too over leveled for me. And now
I am actually going to get it again for Switch. I like it that much.
Yeah, with you guys talking so much about it, I've really had to struggle to not pop it back in and play it, especially with Mike talking about the trials.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting it for Switch.
I love all the trial. I love all the shrine stuff. That's awesome.
I'm afraid that if I jump back into it, I'll be another 100 hours in.
Yeah. Well, there's some DLC coming, so that's a good excuse for you to jump in.
Yeah.
Some more.
Yeah.
Some good DLC coming. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to playing it later. I'm that kind of level excited now to get back in and keep going with it. Like, I'm not playing anything else right now apart from a bit of Golf Story. So.
Yeah, you're only a few hours out on the end of Gun Story. Or, not Gun Story, Golf Story.
Yeah.
You said before that he barely started.
Then he told me he was at 12 hours. And I'm like, yeah, you could probably finish it by 20.
Okay.
It's because I did a lot of side quest stuff.
Yeah. And I didn't do a whole lot of the side quest stuff.
Yeah. But, yeah. I mean, I was sidetracked massively by Super Mario Odyssey. So I kind of jumped into that and put a ton of time into that and then jumped back into Zelda. So there's just so much to play on the Switch right now.
Interesting with Mario Odyssey. I've hit a complete brick wall with that. I just physically don't even want to turn it on anymore.
How many moons did you end up with?
Like 530.
Oh yeah, I mean you've done a lot there.
It's frustrating in the fact that it gets to a point where, without giving away too much, after you beat the game is when the game really opens up, and they say, okay, here's where these moons are. That's not all the rest of the moons in the game. So after I got all of those explicitly stated moons, I was still at like 480. Like I have another 400 moons to find in these kingdoms. So I went and I'm like, I'm going to see just how difficult these are to really find. And walked around Cascade Kingdom for 2 hours. Found one moon.
Oh.
Like
I'm not going to, I just have no interest in doing that.
I know when I get it, I'll have to find them all. Otherwise, I won't stop playing it.
See,
I'm terrible for that.
See, I'm at the stage where I can turn on Mario Odyssey, and within an hour, I've found 5 to 10 moons. Because I only have about 200 moons.
Yeah, so you still have a lot out there that are really
Yeah.
easily accessible.
Exactly.
I mean, it's great, but I don't recall a game where I've hit a wall this hard.
You just got burnt out. Like,
I
you
really
probably
did.
just put in a ton of time in a condensed period, and then you just get to a point where you're not getting... Because the thing is, what works so well with Mario is every time you find a moon and you achieve that little mini game or that little goal to get there, you get rewarded, and that reward keeps you playing. It's got this really nice gameplay hook, and as soon as it starts to take an hour, 2 hours to get one moon, then it just becomes a grind and it's not fun anymore.
Mm.
And that's exactly where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
That's true of a lot of games. It's like RPG mechanics, though. Like, you get to a certain point. I hate level caps in games, because then if I've reached a level cap, I just don't want to go anymore. Like Destiny 2 reached the level cap.
Yeah.
And it's...
Well, you didn't.
Well, I sort of did. I reached the level cap, and then it has some kind of stupid-ass system where you can go higher, and it just makes no sense.
Yeah, so you didn't reach the level cap.
But it's stupid.
Stupid.
I didn't want to play that game anymore. It was literally, go over here, shoot that guy, go over there, shoot that guy. That's all it is.
Have you ever played a first-person shooter? I think by nature,
but I do not
that
understand.
is rule one. Creating first-person shooters, rule one.
Yes,
shoot guys.
But they are not meant
It's
to
in
be
the
games
title.
that you play
It's
for
in the title.
3
Shooter.
years, are they?
First-person shooter.
Yeah, but there's nothing to it other than that.
You're shooting people.
There's no good storyline.
There is. The storyline in Destiny 2 was excellent.
No, it wasn't.
Dan.
You have terrible taste.
See, 10 minutes ago, Rogue Galaxy.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, see? I don't have terrible taste. You just are dumb.
Tom, I'm not dumb. It has a terrible story.
I rest my case. Dan's dumb. I will admit, I have stopped playing it. Like, that's another one where I hit a pretty solid brick wall and went, well, done. And I didn't want to wait for...
like a short-lived pleasure in your gaming lives.
Oh, man, it was like a shot of heroin directly to the heart for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It was more like kind of being slathered in shit for me.
Something of which you are intimately familiar.
Every night.
Christo's bath time!
Oh.
Oh, God.
I'm not going down this road. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not doing it.
Mike would have
Eric's
gone
already
down.
got halfway down.
No, Mike would have followed me.
Mike's sliding down that slope with you already.
Wait for me, Eric. I've got poop jokes. I miss Mike. Oh, dear.
Ew.
Huh? Is that your porn music again?
No, that's the sound of someone's engine.
Oh.
I think it sounded like a race car going past. And then
Yeah, there's these
you'll
guys on
about
motorbikes.
Just 5 minutes later, hear some sirens go past us.
These guys on motorbikes down there, they pop wheelies and go the entire length of the road just on one wheel.
That's big here, too. They'll be at a red light, and then they'll just pop a wheelie and go.
Yeah.
Eric just gives them a nudge with his car.
Asshole.
H5 punch, Christy.
Usually I look outside and kind of whisper to myself, like, maybe, just maybe you're going to fall off this time. And I'm going to witness it.
You have to watch every time, because the time you don't watch
yeah.
is when it'll
Hear,
happen.
oh, God! Ah!
Maybe they're only doing it because Tom's always sat on his balcony in his dressing gown with a cup of tea just watching.
It's like when you hear brakes squealing, you always just hope you hear that afterward.
It's like peanut butter without the jelly.
Yeah, nobody eats just peanut butter on bread. And if you do, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that
At least put some honey on it, or maybe. Did you guys ever make peanut butter and sugar sandwiches?
My God, no.
Healthy.
Young Eric did not know how to cook, so
But
it
it
wasn't good.
peanut butter and marshmallow fluff we used to do.
Well, yeah, those are called fluffernutters.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned that when I was like
something out of a
7.
porn film.
It's actually
What's your job?
okay.
I'm a fluffer nutter.
Fluffer knitter.
I'm not going to go into describing what I think that could be, because Dan won't follow me down the road of poop jokes.
Oh.
I imagine it's somebody who's employed as a fluffer, but only specifically focuses on the ball area.
Cheese fluff my nuts.
Bit
Not
droopy.
again, Master Yomas. We only did this yesterday. Don't you have to have some to do that?
Yeah, polish my smoothness. guys.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before we do that, I just looked. Tom, there's a game coming out on Tuesday you need to buy for the Switch.
Tuesday.
Oh, God, what is it?
Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack.
Oh, not Azure Striker again.
Oh, God, so good.
Why have I heard of that before?
Yeah, I talked about it on,
Yes.
a couple last summer, 2 summers ago. Had it on 3DS. I bought this Striker Pack for 3DS. It is the tip of the nipples.
Is it kind of like a Mega Man clone?
Yes, but it actually does what Mighty Number 9 wanted to do and doesn't suck.
Oh,
Ooh, that
okay.
sounds
I think it's
interesting.
made by-
I thought it was like a playing game.
The 3DS version, at least, was made by the people that did Shovel Knight Yacht Club, right? They did Shovel Knight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
The Switch version, I think, is a different
Okay.
publisher.
Eric, have you played the Shovel Knight DLC yet?
No.
Why?
Don't know.
It's
Don't
free.
know. Oh,
Don't
don't you
know.
know?
Oh.
It is literally free. There is 2 new campaigns waiting for you for your game of the year.
I don't
Couple
like
years ago.
free things. Can I give them money?
Can I give you money and then never play it?
Yes.
You could give them money because you could buy it on Switch and then you would be charged. For the
How much is it on the old Switch?
I don't know.
75 of your finest dollars.
Mm.
Every time I think of Mighty Number 9, I think of that awful trailer.
Oh, God.
Do you remember that?
You
With the
can
voiceover?
jump!
Yeah.
You can shoot your hand!
And cry like an anime girl on prom night.
So dumb.
I liked it.
That game was just set up for failure from the word go.
Oh.
I hope
You know
the
what else?
Castlevania one doesn't fail. Go on then.
Oh, yeah.
Go on. Do it.
You know what else sucks?
You.
Our game of the week.
Oh, God.
I respectfully disagree.
You can be respectful all you want. There is no getting around the stench of this pile of garbage.
Oh, that purple fucking dragon.
Oh, man. See, I think Tom might be on my side on this one.
I didn't enjoy Spyro the Dragon.
Guys.
Yeah,
guys.
I'm sorry, Dan. I really didn't enjoy it. It is not the game you remember.
It is not. It's not even a game that should be remembered.
I'm so disappointed.
The fact that this actually made it past the beta phase, like this feels like, hey guys, we got a core concept for a game here. You take this fucking dragon, you can walk around, you can touch things, and you can jump around. Oh, just publish it. We're good.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's literally not fun.
Ooh.
I had a great time with it.
Well, actually, I'll walk that back a second. I want to be a little objective. I had a ton of fun with the first level. And then when it got to the next level, and the one after that, and the one after that, I'm like, oh, these are all identical to the first level, just different color palettes.
I wasn't even aware that I was in a different level, if that makes sense. Like it just felt like it was all one world.
Okay.
So
Guys,
let's
I'll
Dan
admit,
introduce this. Dan, take it away. This is your love child.
Spyro is a game about a purple dragon and a shit.
You heard it here. I'm going to isolate that. 3 out of 3. It's shit.
No, it's in the same vein as Crash Bandicoot. It's a beloved old platformer. Well, it was.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Crash doesn't suck.
It's
Crash
probably
1 does.
more in line with Croc or Gex.
Oh God, I hope when we go back to those games, they don't suck.
Croc is excellent. I love Croc.
Legend of Gabos. Dan,
See,
tell
I
me
liked Croc.
about Spyro. Let's be systematic about this.
Yeah, because it was good enough for another couple of games to come out after it. So, tell us about it, Dan.
Well, Spyro is a tiny purple dragon, and his game is shit.
I think we've just browbeat him into submission.
No, right? I'll introduce it properly. It's a
Dan,
game.
this is your driver. You have to defend it.
I don't want to.
Driver.
Spyro.
Hey,
Spyro the dragon.
I had to defend Silent Hill 3 against Mike.
I don't know why. He didn't do much defending.
I tried. But in the end, I admitted it was shit, but the storyline was great, and I was able to defend that.
But there's no defending against you when you're on a rampage.
Purple
like when you
fire
get-
breather.
It's like you get an invincibility power up and you just can't be stopped.
Oh, yes.
Just a
It is
barrage
true.
of shit
But
is coming your way.
I will try to refrain myself whilst you
Thanks.
lay out your argument.
Well, see, I still really like a good old collectathon platformer. I know a lot of people don't, but I still do. I mean, I will be the first one to admit that the first one in the series is nowhere near as good as the second and third, because the second and third, because you said you have the problem of repetition, the second and third introduce a lot of mini games into the things where you have to do different tasks to win, like orbs or dragon eggs.
Orbs.
Orbs. Like Spyro 3 has a whole skateboarding mini game, which is just great fun. And but Spyro 1 is just your basic platforming.
At its basic elements.
Yes, it's jump,
I mean-
it's glide, it's shoot, it's charge.
Yes. It took me a while to figure out the setup of the game. They don't do a whole lot of introduction. Basically, this guy...
Spyro is a dragon, and he's in a game which is shit.
Yeah, that's the setup. But on a deeper level, the dragon lands are being attacked by... what's his name? Gnasty?
Gnasty Gnork.
Yeah, Gnasty Gnork, who doesn't know that Spyro knows how to beat him.
Tom, you don't say that because you'll say gay guys.
A lot of cheese there. Woo! So all of the major dragon adults get turned into stone, and Spyro has to go around and unfreeze them. That is the whole.
By walking up to them.
That is the whole of
Yes.
the game.
You know, you can collect gems as well.
So there's different. I think there's 8 worlds with like 3 to 5 levels within each world, right?
There's about 5 worlds with 3 to 5.
Yeah, so it acts like a hub, and that hub world has the treasures and the dragons and other little hidden things within it. Then you can branch off through these different portals into the different levels where you do the exact same thing that you just did in the portal world again. And then you come back out to the hub world and go through another portal and do the same thing that you just did to the other 2 times, and then come back out and then go into a third one and do the same thing that you just did the previous 3 times. And if you're lucky, you'll go through a 4th portal and you'll get to fly around and not do what you just did the 4 previous times.
I do like the flying levels.
The first one was fun, then it got to be dumb.
Yeah.
You guys are so bad.
What did you guys play this game on?
PS3.
I emulated it. And I
Does
damn near
not
bought it.
emulate well at all on a PS3.
I played it on PSP.
Oh, you had a copy of it downloaded, or did you totally legitimately put it on there?
I legitimately had it. I bought it ages ago, and it was in my download list. But it suffers from, because you really do need the shoulder buttons in this game to rotate the camera. R2 and L2, I mean.
I thought it was R1 and L1.
No, I remember you needing to use the little analog stick on the PSP to rotate the camera.
Oh god, the camera in this game. Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty...
As bad as Mario 64.
No way. This game makes Mario 64 look like a modern first-person shooter. The camera in this system was just the bottom of the toilet.
I never had this problem.
I did.
I thought, yeah, I had a problem with the camera. And just the problem
terrible.
with controlling Spyro in general. He felt very quite floaty, like it was easy to get him to fall off the edge. That's probably just me being shit.
Maybe I've got muscle memory or something, because
Yeah.
I didn't struggle, but
Yeah.
I charge everywhere and jump over things when I'm charging and everything. It just comes naturally. I think I've played through this loads, but
I'm sorry.
I will honestly I will admit that the first one is a lot jankier than the second and third. I mean, I actually went and played the second and third on top of this as well, and
So-
they are a lot better.
So, yeah, L2 and R2 rotated the camera. L1 and R1 made Spyro roll to the left or right.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you had this on PS3, you could use L3 to recenter the camera behind Spyro.
Could you? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that would have been that makes it a bit
I had actually
bearable.
taken to remapping my controller, so L2 was left on the right stick and R2 was right on the right stick, just so I could have some semblance of control.
Nicely done, my friend.
I know, I was trying to enjoy it, and then I went, "Why this game shit?"
Did you guys get annoyed with the thieves in it you have to chase?
Not really.
No?
I didn't think they were too... I mean, they ran a very specific route, and...
Yeah.
See, I remember really struggling with that back in the day, but this time, easy peasy.
Well, you're a very seasoned gamer now.
Yes, I am.
like a
You know what you're
fine
doing.
cheese.
But it seemed like such a long game back in the day as well, and I blitzed through it really quickly.
And you got all the treasures and all the dragons and all the eggs.
I 100%ed it, yeah.
Jesus.
I was on 100% till I got to the third world. And went, I can't do
This
it.
is what I'm on about. I can't, on a platformer, I can't move on until like everything. It just doesn't happen.
God.
So,
Yeah.
question. Is it possible to go back to the previous worlds once you advance?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Because some of the worlds, the first one you'd have to have a certain number of dragons, and the next one you had to have a certain number of eggs, and then you'd have to have a certain number of dragons, but if you didn't collect all of them coming up to this point...
Yeah. The last level doesn't unlock until you collect everything.
What? So you have to 100% it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so 100%ing
you can
the game really isn't that special.
You can beat the boss, and then there's a special extra level, which is a flying level, where you can collect more treasure.
Oh.
Yes, I know. Is that tickling your taste buds there?
Can't wait to fire this thing back up. So I posted a question out there on our group page, thinking, as I was playing through this, I was initially really excited about it. I didn't really play a whole lot of Spyro as a kid. I just remember being like, yeah, this is kind of a neat game. So going back to it, I was expecting it to be really good, like when we went back to Crash or go back to the Ratchet and Clank games and a lot of those older platformers. And then I started to realize this game's not that good. Am I missing something? And based on the group consensus, no, I'm not.
But again, if you think back, Crash 1 isn't very good.
I think Crash 1 has aged quite well.
I don't. Compared to 2 and 3.
So, one
and
person...
Again, Spyro 2 and 3, a lot better.
One person replied to the comment saying it was good. Everybody else is like, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's hit and miss. You either like it or you don't. It is a basic platform in the first one, as I say. If you want to maybe go for the second one or even the third one if you want more fun.
I heard. Which one is Year of the Dragon?
That's a PS3 one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd heard that
PS2.
one was good.
No, it's PS1, Eric.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah. I heard it really came into its own around that. It's a little bit like Crash Bandicoot Warped was a excellent platform game for PS1.
Yeah. Weirdly, the second one in Europe is called Gateway to Glimmer, and in America it's called Ripto's Rage.
Yeah, I just looked at that now because I just didn't. I saw Ripto's Rage. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's really confusing.
Gateway to Glimmer. Oh, there's just topiaries.
To Glimmer.
Ripto's Rage.
Doing a show.
He's so angry.
Gateway to Glimmer.
Gateway to Glimmer.
Gateway.
Glimmer.
Oh God. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's really fabulous purple dragon on the front.
Oh, just covered in... I mean, Spyro's already pretty
sequins.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he's just getting ready for a show choir contest. Sequins.
Know all about that.
Hell yeah, sequins everywhere.
Yeah.
Jazz claws.
So, yeah, I did pretty well. It was critically acclaimed, the first Spyro the Dragon game.
Because it's good.
People loved it back then. Just hasn't aged very well.
I don't think it's aged at all.
With platformers, it's difficult. And also, you got to remember, we were playing this game whilst we were playing Mario Odyssey, perhaps the greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed you didn't like it, guys, but fair enough. I understand where you're coming from.
I always want to like every game that we play. Otherwise, it's a real slog. Absolute drag.
I'll add it to my list of failed suggestions, as usual.
Add it to the list!
On there are Tomb Raider 2.
We've all got them.
Oh, man. Tomb Raider 2, that was a prime example of me remembering something way better than it really is.
Yeah.
It's such fun memories.
I'm still really irritated that I finished that and nobody else bothered.
Because we all made it to Venice and went,
We went to Venice.
Game is garbage.
It's really hard as well. It's one of the hardest games
Besides the point,
I've
if
ever
a
played.
game is garbage, you should persist.
I think we all know why 13-year-old Dan, Eric, and Tom were really playing that game.
Ooh,
What, to put the butler in the freezer?
That's right.
Yes, exactly that.
I thought so.
Yeah. Dan peaked later in life.
Tomb Raider 4.
Oh, I gotta remember. Yeah, you're what, like 6 years younger than us?
How old are you guys?
31.
Oh, you're
30.
ancient. No, I'm nearly 28.
So like 6 years younger than us?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't do the numbers.
Them numbers, they get me every time. Yeah, that, I don't know. I wanted to like Spyro. definitely didn't. I think this was Insomniac, right?
Yeah.
Was this one of their first games?
Yes, it was, I think. Of Ratchet and Clank fame, of course.
Yes. So, I mean, it's good because it kind of set the stage for them as a successful studio to then go on to make a far superior platformer.
Yeah, I remember because the game they made before Spyro was Disruptor.
Disruptor.
Did you guys ever play that?
Beat me to it.
I have not. What is it?
Oh, it's the first-person shooter on PS1. But
do you shoot guys?
You definitely do.
Oh man, it sounds like a crap game.
Does it have a better storyline than Destiny 2?
It's kind of a Doom clone. It's just kind of weird that we went from Disruptor to a whole slew of platformers that were cutesy.
I think
platformers were in at the time, though, weren't they?
Yeah.
That was what games were.
True.
Well, Disruptor came out in '96.
Yeah, like really early PS1.
And the first Doom came out in '93, if I'm not mistaken. So I think everybody was trying to capitalize on that whole new first-person shooter genre because the PS1 could finally replicate, to a degree, what people were doing on the PC.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Might have to give that a shot.
Yeah, it's not quite the game I was thinking of because I don't know if you guys remember. Yes, it is the game I'm thinking of. So, in Europe, the front cover for Disruptor was a teddy bear with a hole in the middle, with blood around it.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Surprised they got away with that.
That says "Playtime is over."
Yeah, I just remember it really distinctly as a kid, thinking, like, that's quite scary looking.
The game got stellar reviews too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I bet it's horrible now, man.
Add it to the list. When you type in Disruptor, all I get is Nerf guns. I gotta really dig for this.
But Disruptor PS1, and you'll find.
I mean, it got a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
What did Spyro get though?
9 out of 10. Yeah, but I think that was a review that was written by Dan Curtis or somebody.
Yeah, when I was a child.
Yeah. Oh my god, the game's so good, Purple Drinks, woo!
And in 2017, a review by Eric Peterson, 1 out of 5. It
was shit. This game is definitely deserving of the 1 out of 5.
No, it's not.
I understand why people might like it.
We've played worse than this.
Name one game that was worse than this.
Barbie Supermodel.
Name 2 games that were worse than this.
Batman Forever.
Well, we didn't play that for the show.
I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
No, that game was incredible.
Indigo Prophecy.
Dan.
Those are good.
Dead sex and fighting your living room furniture. That game was stellar.
And giant bugs. That was so weird.
We all enjoyed Fear Effect 2.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Yes?
What have we even played?
How the hell do we choose these games that we get ourselves into?
I don't know.
Beneath the Steel Sky?
Because we
That was good.
we generally wait until the show to decide what the hell we're playing.
That's true.
And then we went through a phase of constantly playing adventure games for some reason.
So I think before we move on from Spyro, I want to ask Tom, on what basis is this game shit, so that we're not just lambasting it without grounds.
Well, it's difficult because platformers in general don't age very well, and it has to be something quite special for it to still hold up. And I had a lot of camera issues with Spyro, which is really common anyway for a game of that age, but it just didn't feel like there was very much to it. Like there wasn't much to do. I mean, I grant that Spyro 2 and 3, you got the mini games and it's just a bit more fun and there's a bit more depth, but I just didn't really enjoy it very much. I just didn't think it was. I don't know. I think it was probably really good in the day.
See, I think if I would have played this in the day, I probably would have felt a little underwhelmed as well, because like you'd mentioned, there just genuinely doesn't feel like there's much to do. You know, the Ratchet and Clank games, for example, just are teeming with things to do, weapons to upgrade, enemies to kill, different ways to kill the enemies, wildly different levels. I mean, sure, here in Spyro you have a forest level, you've got your desert level, you have your ice level, but at its core, all of the levels just felt the same.
Yeah, it feels very, very minimal. Like, even the HUD is just... I mean, you're just collecting gems, you got your fire attack, and I thought maybe you could, at some point, upgrade these attacks or develop more skills, or feel like you're progressing as Spyro, as well as just level by level.
Again, Spyro 2 has that. So.
Well, we didn't play Spyro 2.
Well, we should have.
Nah. You recommended Spyro 1.
Yeah, I know. I'll recommend Spyro 2 next time.
The other thing that bothered me, though, too, was the fact that when you unlock the dragons, they don't really add anything to the game other than just a little one-off quip.
Yeah.
I
they all sound like genius.
I like the old ones. Spyro just doesn't have time for them. Back in my day. Oh, sorry, gotta go. Well, guys, it's okay to be wrong. Should we do some questions?
Should we do some what? You went full robot there.
Questions.
You know what you need to get, Dan, before we go on to that?
Internet cable. Yeah.
No, even better than that. You need to get some of that there gigabit internet.
Yeah, we don't have that over here, mate.
Oh, God. So fast. Oh, so fast. I can hear you guys before you even talk. So fast.
We're lucky if we get kilobyte internet over here.
Krista fell asleep at the crank again.
Yep.
Let's move on to some email. If you think we're wrong about Spyro, leave us a comment as to why.
Yeah.
I always like hearing why people liked the games back in the day, but remember, we're technically playing this for the first time now, so I guess my judgment might be a little skewed. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
But I look at, just not to keep dragging it on, but I look at other games that came out at that same time, like Oddworld. That game has aged exceptionally well.
Yeah, true.
And it's kind of in that same vein of platformer, albeit 2D side-scroller.
I think people just have like fond memories, because, I mean, when I said to Kat that we were playing Spyro this week, she was like, yes, because that's one of her favourite platforming games. And it's just, Spyro's a kind of a cool character, I guess. And
I think that's what it boils down to, is people like the Spyro character and not the Spyro game.
Yeah.
Because I think this was right around that time where all the consoles were really trying to pump out a mascot. I mean, Nintendo obviously had Mario and its core crew. But Sony was really still trying to just establish itself, and Crash was out there, but they're like, yeah, we got to really find something that sticks. We're just going to throw a bunch of shit at the wall and hope something sticks. Exactly. And this one kind of stuck and then slid.
Yeah, they went mad. They had, oh God, I can't remember.
Gex,
Gex, Croc, and then even other, not mascots, but just new franchises like Tekken and Tomb Raider and all this kind of stuff. They had so much going on in that time period. Resident Evil.
I guess I kind of like
good,
that, though.
We don't get enough variety nowadays. There's not enough new IPs.
PlayStation was so diverse in that first 2 years of its life. It was unbelievable. No wonder you never heard of these games since. Like, do you remember Ape Escape?
Yeah. With, what was his name? Ahi?
Yeah, great game.
Let us not forget Nobody Can Stop Mr. Domino.
No, yeah, never forget that one.
Well, there was a game, there was a PlayStation game called Vibribin? Vibribin, that's what it is. And that, you had that
you had like that on your list ages ago and we never played it.
I think we need to play
find
that.
It.
Yeah, it's really good.
I don't think we could find it, Eric.
You're right. I don't think we could, but we should try it again because that was one of those mascots that seemed like people wanted it to catch on as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of this really coolly drawn silhouette white line rabbit.
Yeah, I've got very vivid memories of that game.
But I think that's
just
one
like-
thing that
yeah.
PlayStation has always done, though, is that they haven't thrown all their weight behind a couple characters. They just keep pumping new stuff out. I mean, even over the course of the PlayStation life, you have Jak and Daxter, you have Sackboy,
You have Kratos from God of War.
Parappa the Rapper, Sly Cooper, Crash Bandicoot.
Ratchet and Clank. You said that?
I think so, yeah.
Nathan Drake.
Yeah. I mean, they just keep pumping out great IPs, whereas...
And then, yeah.
I don't...
Right up until recently, they now have Horizon and Killzone and stuff like that.
I mean, not to delve into fanboy conversation, but like, what does Microsoft have in ways of mascots? They have Master Chief,
Gears of War Bros.
Yeah.
And for a while, they had Sam Fisher.
Yes. What was that?
Splinter
Exclusive?
Cell.
That wasn't exclusive. I remember playing those on PS2, didn't they?
Originally, the first Splinter Cell came out on Xbox because that's why I bought an Xbox for that game.
I'm really interested in what they called Sucker Punch's new game, that samurai game that got announced, Ghost of Tsushima or something.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah, they do good games. Sucker Punch.
I believe PlayStation Experience is coming up in a couple of weeks, so hopefully we might see some more Death Stranding or something like that.
Ugh. I don't know if I can get behind any more Kojima games for a while.
Oh.
I can. He's always made good games.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, he left halfway through development. Hence why it isn't finished.
You know, a game we need to come out sooner than later is Octopath Traveler.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so good. What's that
That's
other
a
one
cool
that's coming
game.
out? It's a 2D game, kind of like Salt and Sanctuary, Blood Vein, Blood something or other.
Oh.
Nice.
Yes.
I kind of want From Software to do
Bloodstained.
something new, or Bloodborne 2.
Eh,
You're thinking of Bloodstained.
I am.
Ritual of the Night.
Oh, so good. So good. Okay, Dan,
Hello.
we can go on to some questions.
Cool. Zach Fawley, well, we touched on this earlier. He said it's not really a question, but I think it's important to talk about what happened with EA and Battlefront this week. From record-breaking Reddit stats to the reversal of policy, turns out public opinion does matter. So, debate, guys.
What a shit show. What an absolute
Good debate, Eric. You should be a politician.
cluster shit show.
It is a shit show.
It could not have went worse for them.
I think I hope we're at a tipping point right now with this type of bullshit in games kind of on its down and out. I think EA is one of those companies like, oh man, look at this. This is, people will buy this. Let's see how far we can push it. And instead of just getting right to the tip, they went down the other side. They didn't quite know where to stop.
I want to give you a stat before we start, right? I read this earlier this week. Apparently somebody worked it out, and it would take about 2,000 hours or $4,100 to get everything in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
That's insane.
It is mental.
I don't remember the statistics of it, but if you wanted to get Vader, Luke, and Leia, it was like 80 plus hours of gameplay.
But that's what people want for a Star Wars game. That's why they're there.
That's ugly. It's really ugly.
I can see creating a tier to unlock things, but what really pushed me over the edge in terms of I will not touch this game is you can pay for stat boosts.
Yeah, pay to win. As soon as pay to win comes in, I've got no interest.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Or
Like,
if you're going to charge for the game, then you can have pay to win. Like that's how the mobile genre of any game has subsisted for the last however many years. But when you charge $60 for a game plus another $25 for a season pass,
it's just ridiculous. And EA is a company that already doesn't have a lot of good rep behind it for doing shit like this. And it's you guys don't play it, but I play a lot of Overwatch, right? Overwatch has loot boxes, but they are fine because they're cosmetic. So literally nothing that you unlock from a loot box You can pay for it if you want to, but all you're getting is a skin.
See, Call of Duty World War II got a little bit of flack for loot boxes, and they're not as bad as people make them out to be. Most of them are cosmetic,
like as well. So.
Yeah, like calling cards or different outfits for your character. That's not like
been in Call of Duty for years, though. So
yeah, I mean it's kind of fun because you go through and you can complete different objectives or different orders, like get 10 LMG headshots in war mode, and if you do, then hey, you get a loot box, or you might get 25% experience boost for 20 minutes using an LMG. So they give you little variable things like that, but it's not going to increase your damage output 1,000%.
No,
which is where the problem lies with Battlefront 2, because you get these things called star cards, which do give you stat boosts.
Yeah,
and so
it's evil. It's evil. It's
so
like
corporate greed. It's a game that's been made just to suck money out of people, and it's disgusting. Yeah. I understand that they are publishers and they have to earn money, right? But to do it in this way, which is just for such a huge, like, beloved franchise as Star Wars as well, and this game is just under a dark cloud because of it.
So, did you guys read the story a couple days ago about? I think it was in Belgium. Their gaming commission, not video gaming, but like gambling commission, is launching an investigation against EA into whether or not loot boxes fall under the purview of gambling.
It's happening here as well in the UK.
It should do, because it is really, isn't it? It's you could feasibly pay $4,100, and you could get duplicates, or you could get what you don't want. Like, why can't you buy if you want to buy something? Why can't it be as specific?
Yeah, you are gambling.
You are gambling. But there's no way of guaranteeing that you will get that item that you want.
Depending on the outcome of that, I mean, it'll set a monumental precedent for the gaming industry, because Blizzard is known for those in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
I can just see this because this massive backlash that's been against this. Bear in mind that they did a Reddit thing, right? And their comment, EA's response to it, is the single most downvoted comment in the history of Reddit.
Yeah.
In regard to
more than 20.
Huh.
It's just insane.
In regard to the loot boxes?
It's just the game in general, the experience.
Yeah.
People got it basically on EA Access early before everybody else did. And these people basically just went absolutely apeshit on it. And the PR has just went down and down. They try to do damage control, saying, oh, we value our fans' feedback, and this, we kind of wanted to make you feel like you were making progress and stuff like that. I was like, and everybody just went, bullshit.
Yeah. You know,
like,
I'm really disappointed that this happened, because I didn't play a whole ton of it because I got burned out and there wasn't a whole lot to do. The first Battlefront was great. It really set a good foundation for where I think the series could have gone. You know, we talked about this at length in previous shows, where they could have had space battles and they could have had it a campaign, and there could have been more progression and bigger maps and different vehicles, just a whole bunch of other stuff. But it set a good foundation, like, hey guys, Battlefront is back. And when they announced Battlefront 2, I'm like, yes, they're finally going to do all of this stuff that we really want them to do. And then this happens. And this I think is arguably the worst launch in gaming, recent gaming memory.
I think it possibly in history at this point, because they've actually had to now turn off microtransactions because Disney themselves, who own the Star Wars franchise, said, we don't want this bad PR, basically. So they've come full circle and just had to turn it off. Yeah. Apparently they will return in the future, but right now, because they're scrambling to repair the reputation, basically.
I think at this point, they could give the game away for free and nobody would play it.
It's so bad.
It's quite sinister, because it's like they're charging you the same amount for a game as we've always paid the same amount for games probably in the last 10 years. And so rather than just increase the price, like, because I guess it's costing more and more to develop these massive games. So rather than just increase, I'd rather pay £60 or £70 and have everything in one disc than just nickel and dime me over the course of a year. Because then when you work out what you really spent on that game, it's a shit ton of money.
It's this bullshit thing of them focusing on games as a service. I don't want games as a service. I want to buy a game, I want to play it for a month, and then I probably want to play something else.
Well, I've finally come to grips with DLC. I was kind of super anti-DLC for quite a while, and it depends on how a company does it. If they build a game with a bunch of content and it's ready on launch day, that content should all be pushed out. It's when they pull pieces of content out and release it later that piss me off.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't happen.
But I think from a developer perspective, though, how many people do you know actively purchase DLC for a game?
Not many.
Not many
at all.
I think
Hardly any.
Yeah, I bought the Skyrim DLC. I bought one of the Dark Souls DLCs, but I can't imagine that DLCs are that financially lucrative.
But
No.
I tell you what I hate, season passes, because that is basically a form of gambling as well, because you pay money without actually knowing what's coming. They'll give you like a title of a pack, but that could be, for example, Batman Arkham Knight had a terrible season pass. The DLC is rubbish.
So I found EA's response to the gaming commission investigation, and I think this is where the wording is really going to come in. Their defense is that players can earn crates through playing the game and not spending any money at all. However, once obtained, players are always guaranteed to receive content that can be used in the game. And I think that right there is where things are going to be kind of important, because gambling by nature is either win or lose. There's no in between. In actual gambling, you can spend money and get nothing in return.
But should there be an in-between for gaming? Because is it fair?
But technically, I mean, that's where it might come down to the discretion of the user. Like, you just have to understand that you might not get something as good, but you're still going to get something. Your money is still netting you something. So at its very core, by the definition, is that actually gambling?
Yeah, but think about it like this, Eric, right? Imagine we were kids right now. We want Battlefront 2. All our friends have got better stuff than us. So we go to our parents and ask them for money to buy loot crates. Thus, the loot crate is embedded in your like brain from a child. So you think that this is how games are. And that's what worries me.
Some lessons are best learned the hard way, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's going to maybe go the other way after this. I don't know. I don't mind DLC at all if it's done well. Like, you can get a massive pack, like Skyrim's packs. You know that's going to be great.
You guys remember one of the very first DLCs ever was in horse Oblivion? It was fucking horse armor.
No way.
Remember it distinctly.
And I think so many people at that point are like, well, DLC will never catch on.
Yeah. I think Naughty Dog do DLC very well. It's like a piece of standalone DLC. Sometimes you don't even need the other game.
I don't know. I thought the Skyrim DLC was excellent.
Oh yeah, Bethesda always does it really well.
Until it got to Hearthstone, or not Hearthstone, Hearthfire. Is that what it was?
I've never actually played through Skyrim's DLC because I was totally burnt out on the game by the time it came out.
By the time the last DLC came out, I was having such long loading issues on my PS3 that I'm like, well, I can't get through this. Every time I want to go through a door, it's a 5-minute load screen.
Yes, that's why I stopped playing it on PS3.
I hope that doesn't happen on the Switch.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Because if it's much quicker, then I'm game.
I've told myself as soon as I see it for $30 on Switch, I'll probably snag it.
It just annoys me, like Final Fantasy 15's DLC packs have great chunks of story content in there that they're not included in the game.
Yeah.
And
well, that game's story was just a hot mess from the word go.
I know it was, but like a lot of the gaps are filled in by the DLC, which is just irritating.
What a messy story that was.
It was.
Yeah, but if you watched Kingsglaive, it kind of helped you understand what the hell was going on.
No, it didn't.
Shut up. Yes, it did.
No, it really didn't. They've released the multiplayer expansion now as well.
Ugh. I have no desire to go back to that game.
I will eventually, at some point. Yes, but I'm very, very sad about the state of Battlefront 2. It's horrible.
Yeah. The people spoke.
Zach also wanted us to put Ys Book 1 and 2 on the playlist. Not terribly long, can be had on the Wii Virtual Console for cheap. If I ever win this one, we'll have to work on Newtopia next because TurboGrafx for life. The Ys games aren't terrible. I actually have what he's talking about on the Wii Virtual Console. They're pretty good.
I've never heard of them.
I've only got memories of Cell Setter for Vita.
Dan, you might recognize it. It's just a capital Y apostrophe S.
No, I've never heard of it.
Huh. You live under a rock?
They're not very
Yes,
popular
I do.
in EU.
Het is just under a rock.
We just got Spyro the Dragon.
This game's great!
9 out of 10 would play again.
Jay Jorgensen, when replaying through an RPG, do you change your party, stick with the same one, or, my personal favorite, say you're going to change, but inevitably walk into the final boss battle with the same characters as last time?
The last one.
Typically that. I think when we did Final Fantasy VII, though, I
yeah.
switched it up this time.
I didn't.
Because
No.
for years, I always used to play with Ares. Aerith? But after knowing what happens to her, I didn't want to waste a whole bunch of time, so I just relegated her to the back. Like, get out of here.
It's a good example.
Spoilers.
She dies.
20-year spoilers.
No, I every time I replay an RPG like that, or even Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9, and things like that, I'm always like, I will use a different party, and then I will inevitably always use the same one.
I think it boils down to fondness and nostalgia of the game. Like, I want to enjoy this game like I did years ago, so I'm going to do what I did years ago.
And like, nobody likes Yuffie.
Oh, God, she sucks.
No, I never use or Kate Sith.
Kaishi.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Big white thing.
Yeah, Mike
Bless you.
knows. Ah!
Yeah, same. I just have the same party. I don't switch it up. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Speaking of Pepsi, there's a new Pepsi here. Salted caramel Pepsi.
Oh.
I hate Pepsi as it is, but I gotta try it.
Jesus.
That
America.
sounds like the most unhealthy
America.
drink ever invented. America.
Let's see. Brendan Connolly seconded Zach Notion. Dalton Sutter. When you guys have the choice in a game to be good guy or bad guy, which do you normally choose and why?
First playthrough, always good. Second playthrough, very, very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same as Dan. Same.
I struggled
I
to
don't
go
know
the
wh- I
bad
don't
guy
know why.
route on the Infamous games.
What?
Did you feel bad?
I did.
Are you guys really bad on Bethesda games? Stealing stuff all the time and stuff like
Oh, yeah. Fuck those people.
that?
Yeah, you just put a bucket over the shopkeeper's head and then steal everything in his shop.
There was in the...
Yes, you can on Skyrim if you put... they might have patched it out now, but if you put a bucket, you basically, because you can pick things up, so you put the bucket and position it over the shopkeeper's head. Then if you drop it directly on his head, you can steal everything in the shop. He wouldn't notice. Did you not know this?
No, you just drop a book on his head.
No, a bucket.
What's a bucket?
A thing you collect water in, Eric.
Oh, a
bucket.
bucket.
Yes.
So you put
Okay.
a bucket on his head and he can't see, and then you just steal everything in his shop and leave.
Yes. Yes, you can.
There
I
was
wonder if it's
a
still in it. It's very famous.
a point in Morrowind, pretty early in the game, where you had to complete a mission for a general, and he gave you a license to kill because you had to go and kill somebody, but he said, "I'll give you a pass this time." But I remember playing it back in the day on PC, and it essentially gave you a license to kill anyone in the world for as long as you had that license. As long as you didn't kill the person correlated with the mission, you could kill anybody with free reign.
It's like your ideal game.
So we tried to go through the world and kill everyone and just got burned out.
I'm surprised.
Pretty barren world.
Yeah, initially, I would feel bad, like being a bad person, but it's quite often a lot more fun. I've cited this before. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic being bad is so much better than being good.
You can do it immediately too. There's that lady at the very beginning of the first Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic that wants you to help her unlock a chest, and you're like, "No, I'm stealing it. See you, bitch."
What about the Telltale games? Are you guys arseholes in that as well?
No, I'm usually good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they do such a good job of creating.
I couldn't be nasty to Clementine. You just can't.
They do too much of a good job creating hard decisions, right?
Well, and you develop emotional connections to those characters.
Yeah.
I just thought it was always stupid in Mass Effect where you could get Shepard to be evil and then he would develop like scars and things
Oh yeah.
on his face, and it just makes no sense in the fiction. It's just so stupid.
I will say in Fable 3, I was just an absolute ass from the word go, because you could be
You
just
had
this
to be.
greedy slumlord to get all your money.
You had to be in that though, otherwise you end up with nothing.
Yeah.
Never played the Fable games.
I just remember Knights of the Old Republic, right? If you were a Jedi, you would get like a healing power, or if you were a Sith, you could get a Force lightning power, which would fry about 5 people at once. It was just great.
I wish they would
like, what
remaster
you gonna
those
pick?
games.
I wish they'd make a new one.
They did. It's called Knights of the Old Republic, and it's an MMO. It used to cost $15 a month. Had some of the best voice
I think you'll
acting.
find it's called the Old Republic, actually.
Yeah, same thing.
Oh yeah.
The Knights of is silent.
Yeah.
So silent it's not included in the marketing material.
It's implied.
So full of shite, Peterson.
I do a good job of trying to cover my tracks.
No, you don't.
Let's see. Tom Coots. I don't get his comment. Why is this goat?
Greatest of all time.
Game of the year? Oh no,
Greatest of all time. That's
Greatest
what
of all
goat
time.
means.
I was thinking something else that has goat.
I had no idea that my cousin had such a good love for Mayo, but fair enough, Tom.
That's a game on the PS4. My Name is Mayor.
Is it?
It's like the easiest platinum trophy you can get.
Okay.
Didn't they patch that out?
You just hit buttons randomly, and then once you've touched enough of the mayo, I think you get a platinum trophy.
Is this like
yeah.
Is this along the lines of I am
I'm not
bread?
kidding. Yes.
Wait, so basically you're just touching mayo. Like you can put whipped cream titties on it and everything?
Yeah, if you type in "My Name is Mayo," you'll see it's a super basic game, and it just made its way to Europe. It's been in America for a while.
Guys, what the hell
Oh god, he's been sucked in.
is this? Is that an armpit, or is that like between some weird guy's crotch? What is
I think
that?
that's an armpit. I hope it's an armpit.
Oh god!
From a distance and a quick
It's
glance.
a hand. It's a hand.
Is that Tom Smooth area?
What
It's
do you
the
mean it's a
bottom of-
hand?
It's
Who
the
has
bottom of
hairy
the hand.
palms?
That's not the bottom of a hand.
I don't.
That's a guy's
Alright.
crotch whose legs are fused together at the thighs.
All right, you know what? I don't know what it is. But
It's got a
But I think-
screw.
the idea is to do something with that mayo, and then, like, if you look at the
Oh,
trophy
yeah.
list, it's ridiculous.
I don't want to do anything with that
It's-
mayo.
It's like you press start, gold trophy.
They're probably
I wonder if they-
they're probably going to
Eric,
get
I
rid
wonder-
of that, since you can now use your trophies for actual
To get money. Yeah.
How strange is that?
Yeah.
Eric, I wonder if there's going to be a sequel called Bacony Mayonnaise.
Bacony! God, that guy sucked.
Yeah, Voldemort Towers reference, guys. Sorry about that.
The three of you who are still with us will get that. Let's see. John Fazio. I think we're going to save his question for next month.
Will
You wanted to know-
remember that, Eric?
Nope. Best gaming presents you've ever received. So I think we should save that for Christmas.
Somebody remember to ask that at Christmas.
Yeah. Eric Mischenfelder. Good name. In the spirit of the holiday season, and since Thanksgiving is next week, what are we all thankful for? I'll include this community in my list. Great group of fellow gamers to be a part of. Aww.
Aw, thank
Aw.
you, Eric. I like him. Can we replace him with you?
No.
You with him.
No.
Oh.
No. I concur. I'm thankful that you guys actually
Yeah.
just listen to us.
Yeah, me too.
I was going to say the community. I'm very thankful for the community.
I think Mike would be thankful for his hair.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful that I stepped up to save this show.
Oh, shut up.
I haven't said it this week. I had to.
I don't know. I mean, after last week, you didn't save much of anything. You actually let it down.
I had to go Christmas shopping. Leave me alone.
You didn't like. You could have gone in the morning and be like, Crystal, I gotta be back by 2.
No, I didn't care that much.
I see. Next up, we're taking auditions for a new co-host.
I was fired from the show.
We're all thankful for Dan being part of it.
I'm not.
Shut up.
Mark Marcheshi. So is your takeaway Spyro takeaway? It needs to come back as a series, or just stick to whatever Skylanders is.
I think there's too many takeaways on that sentence.
Oh dear.
The Chinese takeaway. I'll have the Spyro, please.
Can I get extra sauce?
Can I have extra sequins?
I want to go. I'll have the gateway to Glimmer, please.
Ooh, saucy. I think it needs to not come back, based on what I've played.
I think it needs to come back. I think it needs to get a good trilogy like the Crash NCN trilogy, and then it will all be better.
I think
because
it could
the first
come back.
game will no longer be shit.
There was a Wii game, I think. There was a Spyro game on the Wii, but I have no idea.
Yeah,
what it
but
was
they
like.
turned Spyro into like a hideous creature. I don't know what they did to him. He looks like he's
What?
melted.
Oh, really? Yeah, bring back his cute form and redo the. Put him on a new engine. Give him some more stuff to do. Put him on the Switch. Make it £15.
Well said, Tom. Our next question comes from Living Meme Dan C. Gilbert, who simply says, to my question, any last minute questions? No.
It's not really a question, Dan C.
Dan C. Gilbert, I am disappointed in your effort this week. Please step up, otherwise we will never sing your name again.
You heard it.
Dan C. Gilbert.
Next question. Steve Dixon. Dixon. What retro games that have been released on multiple systems have you never seen a bad port of? The game must be on, say, at least 3, maybe 4 systems, computer or console. Some examples I can give, in my opinion, are Hero, River Raid, Doom, Nebulous, aka Tower Toppler, Manic Miner, Joust, Flashback. You're gonna stretch my brain matter there.
I don't have a clue.
I was gonna say Doom, but then he put it in his list. I mean, every conceivable iteration of Doom is good.
Tetris?
Yes.
I'd say it's hard to find a bad
Pac-Man?
Proper Tetris.
Pitfall.
No. Pac-Man on the 2600 was awful, wasn't it?
Well, they did the there was one on GameCube where you could connect your Game Boy Advances up to it. And
okay, nice.
The people on the Game Boy Advances could see where they were, but the person that was playing one of the ghosts, or no, Pac-Man, I think, was looking up at the main screen and couldn't see anything and had to find him. It's really, really unique.
Does Skyrim count? That's been out on everything.
Yeah, I think that would count, but that's not retro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nearly is. Give it a couple more years.
It's actually quite hard.
Because
What
about
so many retro games were very exclusive to their platforms, or maybe they'd be on computer as well, but to have 3 or 4 systems...
I feel like this is one we should have had emailed in and thought about a day or two in advance.
We never do that, Eric.
Nope.
That's on us.
How about...
Sorry.
Oh! Mega Man.
No, because it's shit.
No, it's not. It was on the original NES.
Oh, and the Game Boy.
Then on the Game Boy. Then it was on...
Was it good on the Game Boy?
The PS2. Then it was on... Oh, yeah. Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. They cut out some of the bosses, but it's still really good. It's essentially the same game.
The Pokemon games have had a lot of ports.
Dan, I'm talking about Mega Man.
I don't care.
I'm talking about Mega Man.
Talking about Pokemon.
Nobody likes that shit.
Yes, they do.
No.
Yes.
You don't want to catch them pocket monsters. Play
You
with your
don't wanna
balls.
Play as fucking Mega Man.
I do. He's got a cannon on his arm.
Don't you mean Rock Man?
Rock and roll. His girlfriend's Roll Girl.
Pokemon is good.
Then Mega Man came out on the PS2, and then on the GameCube, and then on the PS4.
The Sims. The Sims has been
And then
ported
Mega
on
Man
the-
came out on the 3DS.
Oh, he's still on Mega Man. And
I'm
then
going-
Mega Man,
right,
and
end the
then
show
this
there.
Mega Man, and then
End
there
the
was
show
Mega
there.
Man.
Eric, you're an idiot. Go on.
And there was Mega Man, and let's not forget Mega Man, and then there was one more Mega Man, and then Mighty Number 9.
And then there was
But
Mega Man. I really like Mega Man.
Then there was Mighty Number 9, but that wasn't as good as Mega Man.
And then it came out on the PlayStation. And then there was Mega Man Universe, which was canceled.
And there was Mega Man Legacy Collection. That was very good, Mega Man. Then there was more Mega Man.
See, you guys can't come up with your own intelligent thought. You got to steal mine.
No. The Sims was wonderfully ported to various consoles.
Wonderfully ported.
Yes, by the PSP one that we played not long ago. That
Gee,
was
oh,
a...
God.
God,
Sim.
I was rather banking on you forgetting that.
No, isn't that the
PSP
one where?
one.
Isn't that the one where my guy got really drunk, pissed his pants, and passed out in the yard?
No, that's My Summer Car.
No, that happened
Oh.
there. That's where I just pissed on everybody in town. But
Okay.
I do
Oh, God.
believe,
Just like in real life.
duh, I ain't no Wisconsin summer till you pee on everybody in town. Hold on, I gotta find our Sims description because
That was so fucking bad, that game. On
there's a.
PSP.
Oh yeah, we gave our guys all careers, and I think one of us was a podium polisher. I created the pool torture chamber. Yeah, and then my guy had some incontinence issues.
It was
Proving
so
once
bad.
and for all we can't care for anything more complex than a potato. Episode 88,
Yeah.
in case you want to listen.
Yet Eric has 2 children.
Duh. Good thing I have a wife. That's a good.
Let me tell you all about Mega Man.
Came out on the NES and then the Game Boy.
I love to be at their first date.
One of our first dates, I took her out to a really cool little bar and grill. And
So we're going to this bar and grill, but have you heard about Mega Man?
you know what she ordered?
Mega Man.
She ordered a Mega Man, yes. Get this. So actually, our very first date, in case you want to know, she wanted to go goofy golfing or crazy golf or whatever the hell you guys call it, where it wasn't in a dance club.
Vicky, I'd love to go goofy golfing, but we should go home and play on Mega Man instead, because I love Mega Man, and then we can play on Mega
Fine, I'm
Man
not
2,
gonna
and
tell
then-
you a
then
story.
Mega Man 3, and then Mega Man X, and...
No, get wrecked. I'm not telling you this story. You'll just have
Good.
to yeah, you'll have to live without it. Nope,
Oh,
you
shit.
guys won't get to hear it.
We love Mega Man so much.
Are you done?
We're done.
Mega Man.
Never mind. Not gonna tell you.
Mega Man.
I'm not gonna tell you. A
Guys,
funny...
while we're in show quiet, could we all sing Mega Man songs, please?
Ouch.
Eric's walking around school dressed as Mega Man, the Mega Man backpack and a Mega Man lunchbox.
With sequins.
Have you seen my Mega Man poster? Right, I'm done.
No, you're not. I'm just gonna let you keep going.
No, I'm good.
I don't think you're done.
It's actually hurting my voice now, so I'm... To be that nerdy takes a lot of effort.
Do love me some Murgamern. Guys, that's it for this week. Please.
New emails.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. People might have wrote us loads of emails. It doesn't. I don't care.
Let me see. We're gonna go with a hefty nerp, but let's look. I don't know. Here we go. And wait, loading. None.
Is there one about Mega Man?
Yes, it's from somebody named Eric Peterson.
Do apologise, Eric.
He done.
Maybe. We'll see.
The Straddling contest ends next week. If we don't get a good number of entries, we can't give it away. This is supposed to be something
It'll
fun.
default to Dan.
Ugh.
I don't want it. It's North America.
It'll default to my shelf. So if you want to get in on the contest, all you have to do is go to the Facebook page, check for the pinned post or any number of the reshared posts that Mike has put out. Put your Straddling picture in the comments below, and next week we will judge the winner. You must have them in by Saturday, though.
If you could straddle a Mega Man, that would just be great.
If somebody finds a giant Mega Man to straddle, I think that'll be the de facto winner.
Oh god, yeah. Especially
Get
Mega
on
Man
it,
X.
guys.
Yeah, get it. That's how you can win.
So, gentlemen, what are we playing next week?
Mickey's Castle of Illusion and World of Illusion. A game that's about 46 minutes long.
It really is. I played through it.
Even Tom can finish it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'll be somewhere else.
So we are actually coming to you a week earlier because we're getting back on schedule. So we're doing the show next week, and then we'll be back to our 2-week schedule after that.
Well, next week was supposed to have been the scheduled week anyway.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Mike will be back, unfortunately. Just kidding, Mike. I love
If we
you.
can scrape his carcass off from under the bus.
He didn't get hit too hard this week. I mean, to be fair, he was gone because he was on his honeymoon, so we kind of had to leave him alone.
I fucking hate Mike.
I'm going to cut that out and send it to him.
So much venom in your voice just then. Fucking hate Mike.
He took over my savior position. Guys, if you want to follow us, facebook.com/group/Factory Sealed Podcast. That's where the magic happens.
Wouldn't go for magic.
Well, that was where the obligatory "oh yeah" was supposed to come in, but you didn't pick up on it.
Oh yeah.
Too late. Guys, any final thoughts? Shit!